one amazing series of YA novels, an insatiable thirst to relive the glory that is K.A. Applegate's literary masterpiece. This is Megamorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. Megamorphs number 1, The Andalite's Gift.
Hello, and welcome to the Dork-Bajir Chronicles, a Phantomorphs podcast where we read through the Animorphs series one book at a time, then talk about it every week. Today we'll be talking about Megamorphs number 1, The Andalite's Gift. My name is Mikhail, the host.
I am Tessa, the expert.
I'm Braden, the number 1 garbage boy.
And today we have a very special guest, Adam.
What sort of special do you mean?
Special, like, you mean a lot to me. That's what it means.
Aww.
I was thinking special in another sort of way, really. Yeah, I'm Adam, and I'm special.
This is actually Adam's here through the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah. Hi.
He wasted his wish on us because John Cena was busy.
Oh, it was Adam's wish. He's dying, yeah. Jeez.
You know, I could have wished to go to, I don't know, Wembley Stadium or something, but I decided to come hang out with you guys.
Yeah, this little-known Animorphs fan cast, that was his wish.
And now we introduce our second guest, K.A. Applegate herself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on.
Hello. Can you imagine?
Hello. Guys. The author is dead.
We killed her.
We've had this conversation before.
I think this is derailed already, hasn't it?
Yeah.
No, we're good. This is perfect. This is normal for us.
This is par the course.
Adam, since we've all kind of introduced ourselves before, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you first get into Animorphs?
I somehow acquired books 1 and 6, probably because of the book covers. So, I'm not sure if anyone else in the entire history of existence was appealed to by the covers, but I was one of them. That's essentially it. I've heard people saying that the covers are really garish and not very good, but that's what attracted me to them.
I don't know. I love the covers now, like in a kind of ironic, early Photoshop kind of way.
I don't like the reissue covers.
No, the reissue covers are terrible, at least in the States.
That's probably why they failed so badly.
Probably. There's a couple that I've seen, like, internationally, for translated versions that look pretty cool, but I don't know. There's something so very quintessentially 90s about the old Animorphs covers.
Yeah, totally.
The 90s was the best.
Like, there's no other time period that I could ascribe to. It's not early thousands, and it's definitely not 80s. It's just...
Only 90s kids will appreciate Animorphs.
I get a lot of nostalgia from the old covers because I remember in my elementary school library, there was this guy, I assume a guy, who went through all the Animorphs books, flipped into that first, like, picture page, and then drew just, like, a tiny penis on one of the, like, animals.
On one of the animals
things
there?
on the page.
That's hilarious.
So subsequently to that, you have become quite a Animorphs fan over the years, if I'm not mistaken. In fact,
you could say
it sounds like you're quite a prolific member of the fandom.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I've done my part. I will say that.
You've definitely contributed. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how we met, which was largely through the Animorphs Discord that you invited me to.
Did we meet through the Discord? I think I saw your series and I talked to you through Twitter, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then you kind of almost immediately, we went right to the Discord after that, yeah.
Yeah, we got the Animorphs Discord, which I technically own. And we're currently about, 60... No, maybe not 60. No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong page. About 60 members strong. So there's a lot of people on there.
Nice.
And we talk about all sorts of Animorphs-y stuff, as you'd expect.
That's almost as much as, like, a self-help group that, you know, attracts people to a greater cause.
You could say it's a self-help group in a way.
You know, opening your hearts, your minds to something bigger.
And hopefully soon
really
your wallets.
Sharing. everything.
We've got a monetization plan coming.
Oh
soon.
yeah, you just watch out for that. It's a secret, but watch out for it. And we also sometimes play a little game called Animorphs Against Humanity. If you ever played Cards Against Humanity, it's the Animorphs version of that.
That's amazing.
Which is jolly
I haven't
fun.
had a chance.
And it ruins your childhood 100%. So if you want
I bet.
your childhood
Beautiful.
ruined, go for that.
I mean, I was homeschooled, so my childhood was started out ruined. So
We have definitely talked way too much about the sexual activities of these children. I think we're way past the point of our childhood.
Mikhail, we've never talked about the children. We've only talked about the animals.
No, we've definitely talked about these kids.
What?
Oh, yeah. If I remember
issue
correctly,
1.
Braden issued a cry at me last episode where he just said, "Hey, teenagers fuck," and went on after that.
I might have blacked it out.
Now wait a minute. That is not a floodgate I opened, Mikhail. That has been fair ground since issue 1 when you stated, hey, these teens probably turn into each other and jill off, right?
I did say that.
Yep.
Oh my
that's
God.
the hidden book, the creepypasta Animorphs. Have you ever seen that?
It's a
That's Animorphs on
saga.
HBO.
of fanfics that I'm working on.
Animorphs, the Lost episode. All the eyes are super realistic.
Oh, dear God. It can't be as bad as the actual series, the TV series.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Let's just. I'll just mention it there, and we'll leave it at that. I think.
yeah, maybe we should.
A moment of silence.
Braden, are you comfortable enough with Adam? We've all bonded. We've all sent each other pictures of ourselves naked to get into
Wait, what?
Oh, you weren't part of that?
No,
I didn't get any dick
mine's
pics.
the one
This
with
you're a
is the
lady.
one time I'm complaining about it.
Tessa, you're a lady. You weren't included.
Oh God.
Oh,
That's sad.
Do you want to hit us with our summary?
Yes.
And I realize the summary is going to be a little more convoluted this time.
Oh,
Or
Lord,
verbose.
it is.
Yeah, let's try to keep it.
I'll be describing a lot of
relatively brief.
the gang.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so
You're just saying that because Marco's mom was Mexican?
Was she actually Mexican?
Racist. She was Spanish, I think. He knows how to,
well, that's
how
all
to
right
speak
then.
Spanish. That's all right, yeah. There's no gangs in Spain.
Donald Trump kicked her out yet?
she was literally an illegal alien.
That was such a nervous laugh.
Literally an illegal alien.
All right.
Oh dear. Okay.
All
Most
right,
nervous laugh
so
I've ever heard.
they had. This one was so long, and there were so many perspectives. I've already forgotten what they're doing at the beginning, but they have a plan. They have some plan, but Marco wants to fuck it up by going and crashing a pool party.
So, okay, the plan is that Rachel is going to the mountains for a gymnastics camp.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Cassie and Jake are going to a pool party. You don't have to make it sound dramatic.
Oh, wait.
It's all about, hey,
Oh,
we
okay.
should enjoy normal life.
Sounds like a
normal
typical alien
teens.
invasion storyline, that does.
Basically.
exactly.
Okay.
There's
okay,
literally
yeah.
a line where it's like, isn't it weird that now that things are all fucked up, the normal stuff is the stuff that seems fucked up? I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that was the
Okay,
sentiment.
see, because they talked about it like it was a mission at first.
No.
I've
I think
been
we're just conditioned to think of
Mission.
it as a mission now.
I have been really sleep deprived lately.
It's a mission for them to like recapture their childhood.
Yeah. All right, so they're going to this pool party, and Marco decides to just like have a little scheme, sneak in his mice with axe, and blackmails him like, "Hey, I'll teach you how to get rid of basic Earth parasites that are causing you immense physical pain if you help me creep out this girl." So, first sign that Marco is actually like a disturbing sexual predator.
Is it also weird that this is... Have they never heard about abuse of power?
Oh
Yeah.
God, they don't care. Remember the elephant saving the elephants from the circus?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Anyways,
But yeah, while they're doing that, Rachel dips out of this this field trip she's going on and goes into Eaglemorph to go visit Tobias, but instead womps into a tree and wakes up with amnesia. So while everybody else is at this pool party, crikey indeed, and Marco takes this from latent stalking to full on like chasing this girl down, like after projecting essentially just like this made me think like Marco projects his name into her head.
I mean, it's thought speak, so don't make it sound like it's more big than it is. It's just
thought speak. But we've seen, like, at the beginning, Prince Alfangor projected, like, images into their head. Are these kids gonna, like, learn to, like, essentially, like, mind fuck people? Like, everybody's focused on the animal stuff, but, like, this whole thought speak thing, like that's the real superpower. Just like project a bunch of white noise into someone's brain until they kill themselves.
That's called daytime TV.
But yeah, all of a sudden, out of the sky comes this like dusty cloud monster that they intermittently describe as like having like tentacles and like a swarm of eyes, but like then never bring that up. Yeah.
I don't think it ever describes tentacles. It just describes whirling blades and mouths and eyes.
It's like not tentacles, but tendrils. It describes.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So this thing like comes at Axe and Marco, but then seems to kind of abandon it once it's like ripped up this house, and then just like, I don't see what I was looking for. Bye-bye. And then it flies away. After that, Rachel is in the woods, and she's wandering about, and she runs into an old woman with obvious mental health issues, who she immediately takes advantage of.
Yep.
Oh, for God's sake.
Rachel is nothing if not ruthless.
The whole scene is really, like, it makes no... I mean, we can talk about this in a bit, but, like, I have so many issues with that lady in the woods.
I can't say anything because I feel like more will be explained in book 8, but I don't know how many issues it really causes.
How fucking dare you? You feel like more will be explained in book 8. Do you feel like that? Later. You know more will be explained in book 8.
I think more will be explained in book 42.
Okay, great.
It's so all
right away.
Wait a minute. Is it time for another episode 26 jump?
Episode 26 jump?
No.
Episode 26, Brayden. What do you know from the future?
So, guys, what do you think about the bit at the end where Jon Snow comes in, like stabs Mr. 3 with a Valerian blade?
You know, I really wasn't expecting them to pull that trigger quite yet. It turns out Valyrian steel, Andalite's like an Andalite weakness. Just as much as any other steel, I mean. But
does it make them itch?
It makes them barf out their hooves.
That's grim.
Oof. Yeah. Barf out their hooves.
But anyway. It turns out it's okay that Rachel took advantage of this old woman, because the old woman conks her over the head and tries to burn her alive in a cabin.
Yep.
And apparently knows about Yerks.
Yeah, she knows about Yerks.
And, like, nobody ever brings that... It's another thing. It's another moment where it's like, holy shit, this is super important, guys. Why are we not talking about this? Much like when Jake went to hell in book 6.
Yeah. Let's see, Jake...
God damn it.
Jake didn't talk about that because he's stoic.
He went to hell. That is hell.
It will be explained, I promise. But also... Jake is the stoic type. You really think this boy is going to talk about his hellscapade?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Maybe he'll talk about it like in book 94. You never know.
Yeah. Book 94 was so revealing. It answered, like, it wrapped up all of the plot holes and plot threads. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that bit where Darth Vader comes in as well. He grabs his lightsaber.
That was huge.
And chops off Ricky from Ricky and Morty's head. That part's brilliant. Oh, I love that bit. I've got a poster on my wall.
And Rick then tells everybody that, damn it, I forgot.
It's just crazy that Rick was Visser 2 the whole time. It's crazy that Rick was Visser 2 the whole time. No one knew about it.
I just realised I called him Ricky.
You did call him Ricky.
Ricky and Morty. Oh,
I
God.
figured that's just what they translated it to across the pond. Ricky and Mort.
Ricky and
No,
Mort.
it would be Richard and Martin.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds right, actually.
Wait a minute. Ricky Martin?
Oh, God.
Conspiracy. Okay.
All right.
Recap.
Comes to try to save Rachel and is like, Rachel, it's your best friend Axe. What's up? What's up, bear Rachel? And Rachel's like, I have no idea what's going on and I don't know why I'm a bear. This is so fucked. And Axe is like, oh, that's weird. And then this cloud monster comes out of the sky, chops off bear Rachel's arms, and then captures Axe.
Great way to welcome yourself to the party, isn't it?
Yeah. That Velik had the right to bear arms.
He was saving that one. He was definitely holding on to that one.
How many times? Okay, this is the second time Rachel has lost an arm while in bear morph. Is this going to be like a trope now?
I mean, at one point she like takes her arm back and beats a bad guy to death with it.
Yeah. You keep on coming back.
Yeah,
to that
no,
one.
that's a thing. That's a thing that just happens to her in bear morph. Is her limbs get ripped off.
Cool.
Her limbs get ripped off, and then Marco gets ripped apart. Like in book 4 as a dolphin, he gets ripped in half, and then book 5 as an ant, he gets ripped in half.
All of them get ripped.
Oh, they even comment on that, didn't they, in the book? There's something like, oh, there he goes again, getting ripped in half. God, blimey, whatever we're going to do with this guy.
They don't stop bringing that up. Like, hey, remember that time we got butchered as ants? Yeah, that was fucked.
All right. Anyway, Axe got captured.
Yeah, Axe gets captured. He gets dragged to a Yerk battleship, and they explain, haha.
Okay, I have to stop you because it's not a Yerk battleship. It's the Yerk blade ship. It's Visser 3's blade ship. It's a big fucking deal, Brayden.
Oh shit! Clap back, clap back. Yes, Visser 3's blade ship.
It's not just like a random bug fighter. It's the fucking blade ship.
And Visser 3 explains
It's
that
the
yes.
fucking blade tip!
Thank you,
Visser 3 explains, haha, the reason you didn't recognize this thing is because we specifically engineered it to not be recognized. And it's like, well, shit.
Well, no, it's just because
He didn't engineer it. To be fair, in like the craziest fucking twist ever, it's like, yo, this was living on Saturn. We just took it.
we just took it. We found it on Saturn and we took it and programmed it.
And then genetically, like, manipulated it to do what they wanted.
He didn't accidentally recognize it because he's never fucking heard of it before. He doesn't know every alien.
Well, yeah, but they made a big point of like, oh man, Axe doesn't know what this is. He doesn't know if it's a Yerk weapon. Maybe it's something different. No, it's just a Yerk weapon thing.
Yeah, no, it is just a Yerk weapon.
I thought these Megamorphs were supposed to be interesting, guys.
Oh, wow.
Dear
Wait till we get to
God.
Megamorphs 2.
Wow.
Come on.
Why isn't this just book 8? What's the
Wait till
difference?
we get to book 39. You just wait.
39! The best part is I remember all of these books. So, like, you'll just throw out a number, and I'm like, book 43, I remember that one. It was so good.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one with, no. Which one was
No.
Cassie's Crazy Adventure?
Book 29.
Right.
Oh,
where
no.
she meets
40,
Bill and Ted.
I think 44 was her crazy adventure.
Okay.
I think
I've avoided that
44.
one.
Does she go to hell?
Almost.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Crocky.
Rocky.
Okay.
All right. It's at this point that Axe has this big inner turmoil about whether to attack this military commander while surrounded by armed soldiers, and then ends up feeling like a coward for not trying to engage him in melee combat. And it's like, of course you didn't. You're a fucking kid. Come on, buddy.
And plus that's suicide.
Yes,
Right.
Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah.
God, how have they not figured out that these are human animorphs by now? Because at this point, they come up with this scheme to like morph in and out of animals, just like as they do, because they figure out that this Velik senses morphing, and they find Rachel in this very new set of houses that she's like squatting in. And then they have to fight it as she's like running away as an elephant, and they realize, oh hey, it can't lift and everything. Like if you're big enough, you can weigh it down like an elephant. Oh, also Cassie had a dream where she had to like choose who lived and who died. And
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Also, guess what? Like, just like 99% of Cassie's shit, that doesn't matter at all.
No,
And
yeah.
it doesn't change anything.
It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
is this
something.
magic?
You guys, it's a
Maybe.
big moral thing for Cassie. Cassie has a moral dilemma again, man.
Also,
Important.
And there's some stuff about skunks and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Skunks. That's book
I
9.
don't know.
but
Oh,
yeah,
no,
they
no,
steal-
we haven't gone over that one yet. There's nothing about skunks
I haven't
ever.
gotten that one yet. Nothing about skunks at all.
Skunks don't exist.
2 books
Just
ahead,
forget it.
Adam.
They're just cats that have been painted.
Fuck skunks.
Like those Looney Tunes cartoons.
So,
Yeah.
they steal Cassie's dad's car, which I think
Truck.
actually...
His pickup truck.
pickup truck. And I think it's at this point we actually see the crew's first actual crime,
yeah.
apart from all the murder.
Yeah, there's that.
This is their, like,
But those
actual...
are war crimes.
Their
That's
actual
a different
teenage crime is just hating trash cans, which was one of the funniest stupid scenes in the book. It's just how Marco just does not know how to drive, I guess. It's basically all my fears about driving summed up in one scene where he's veering wildly around the road and hitting all these trash cans. Bam, bam, bam.
One of the
you hate
cards
trash
in
cans?
the Animals Against Humanity pack is Marco's driving. I'm quite proud of that.
That's a good
yeah,
one.
he's unreasonably bad at driving. Like, I feel like someone who has never, ever driven before should still be better at driving than that guy is.
It could also be that he's 13 and it's been mentioned that he's short, so maybe he couldn't even see above, like he couldn't even see properly.
Yeah, but I'm a
they
Trying
picked
to
the wrong
operate this
person.
truck.
Oh, Marco's a manlet? That explains everything.
A manlet.
Manlet, yes.
Is this another one of your words you just made up?
No, it's a 4chan thing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You guys brought up something interesting a second ago. You mentioned war crimes. Quick side question:
Yes.
are they guilty of war crimes?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually an interesting question because I don't think they would actually be recognized as a group by any war crime law as we know it. They are a resisting militia, not a organized band of like a sub-governmental force.
I don't know. I mean, what if Visser 3's lawyer is just like, no, these kids are fucking war crimes, dude.
These kids are war crimes, bro.
They themselves are war crimes.
Oh,
They themselves.
you know what? Actually, yeah, that's
They're born with the war
actually
crime
way
gene.
more. Their existence as this militia was they're child soldiers. Like Prince Alfangor, like is essentially one of those like blood diamond sporting like
Prince
warlord.
Alfangor
Yeah.
is Coney 2012.
He's essentially handed them an AK-47 and been like, smoke some crack, get out there.
So he's the real guilty party.
Yeah. The
He's the Coney.
The Andalites' gift is war crime.
It was the war crimes we made along the way.
Where were we?
Where were we?
Yes.
They figure out
yes.
that the Valik has trouble lifting heavy things.
Yeah, but then it lifts Marco because he's a tiny, tiny boy.
No, he's a gorilla more.
Even as a gorilla, he's a pretty tiny boy.
That's such a
And then,
creepy way.
But there's
Bill
a thing
Cosby.
because Cassie is like hiding as a squirrel behind Rachel's elephant ear, and she sees the
Why?
Valik going for Marco. I don't remember why, but she sees the Valik going for Marco, and she's like, "Oh, this is just like my dream." Because they don't know yet that the Valik will just wrap you up and take you to the blade ship. They think that the Valik will actually kill you. Because all they've seen is it rip apart limbs and houses. And so she's like, holy shit, so now I get to choose whether it will kill me or Marco. And she stays as a squirrel, and the Valik takes Marco away, and she fucking beats herself up about it.
Or you could just like turn into a human to lure it over, and then Marco can start transforming back. And you're really underestimating Marco here, Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Cassie's whole, like, I chose Marco to die, was like, are you not paying attention? Like, there's a whole plan thing going on here. Like,
none of these kids are paying attention.
They're just trying to get through puberty, and they're just having a hell of a time with it. God.
If they'd really paid attention, the whole thing would be over by book 11.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely true.
If they actually had any kind of coherent plan.
Like, Visser 3 is clearly incompetent.
And they could have got that.
Keeps on killing his own soldiers. None of his people are wearing... all of his people are naked. Like, we see that Visser 1's people have, like, clothes on.
I don't think they were actually uniforms, man. They were just armbands on the Dork-Bajir.
They say, like, uniforms. Like,
Yeah,
gold
they say uniforms.
full on. Yeah.
They say the armband is the uniform.
Visser 1's Dork-Bajir can speak clear English? Clearly there's
Yeah.
something wrong with Visser 3.
I always wondered what that was all about.
She signs them up for ESL. Like, ESL online. And there's just a bunch of Dork-Bajir just like... And then somebody like my mom is teaching them English.
Well, how do they know? How do you know that they didn't, like... Visser 3 didn't purposely recruit the lower socioeconomic Dork-Bajir.
Lower social
Controllers.
The
Where they
working
weren't given
class.
the chances.
The slightly darker green Dork-Bajir who have been kept out of education
Visser 3.
systems due to systematic...
Well, it's not even the Dork-Bajir's fault.
Slightly
it's
darker
the Yerk in their head,
greens.
because all of the Dork-Bajir are captured, right? So he just goes for, like, the poor Yerks. The ones, like, the lower middle class Yerks. He's like, you want to get rich quick, kid? Come join my army. You got a 50-50 chance I'll just randomly push you out of an airlock.
That would also explain why nobody cares that he's constantly killing his minions for incredibly small infractions.
Yeah.
Does no one fire him? Does no one say, hold on a minute, come on, we're trying to win a war here. And someone cut his toenails wrong and you're going to go bloody stick a dynamite.
Well, because one guy's like, oh, like, that's too hard, Visser. I don't think we can do that. Kill that man. And they just kill him. Or was it?
Yeah, but who's his uppers? What reports are they reading? Do they not see this guy and think, right, today he's killed 12. Why?
Yeah.
Wrong paperclip colour. Ordered green instead of blue.
Why are all these Taxon controllers, like, eating all these dead Taxon? Like, they have a Yerk in their head, and it's like, they just fall apart. Like, it's a complete fall down. Like, a human controller doesn't, like, run over to some... I don't know, fucking money if someone drops it.
Okay, this will... Fuck. Mikhail, can I don't... God damn it, this is such a good question. But, like, it will be explained later. Fuck. Unless it's okay if I spoil a little bit now.
No, actually... No spoiling. No spoiling.
What was that, Adam?
That's my
just
Vicky
this
Pollard impression.
high-pitched...
But yeah, why are all these it's Yerks making the decisions, right? Why are they losing their fucking mind over Taxon corpse and, like, going to eat it?
Stop asking. Please stop asking. I can't say
Like, she
anything.
can't
Stop
even
asking.
stop herself from spoiling it.
I'm not spoiling anything, Mikhail. I'm just being like, stop asking because nobody can answer you because it's a spoiler. It gets
That's
explained later.
Why isn't it explained now? It's a huge plot. Why doesn't Visser 3 notice, oh, when I kill a Taxon, they get fucking distracted and then bad shit. Jake, in, like, book 2, had
He's
enough
genuinely
time
incompetent.
to morph out of a flea and into a tiger while these Taxons were cannibalizing another Taxon.
It's because the Taxons are not meant to be soldiers. That's why.
Visser 3 notices and he just doesn't care because he only cares about himself. Because he's a fucking awesome villain in the sense that he's crazy.
How did he get promoted?
I'm right?
How did that happen?
I think it's just because he got the body.
I think it's just that he has the body and he's like, and then they're like, okay, well, this man's crazy. Let's just give him this bureaucratic job of...
This really important body. Let's just give him that crazy guy. Yeah, great idea. No wonder
Like,
he
is
didn't win
there...
the fucking war.
Are Yeerks capitalists?
Oh, shit.
Do they have, like, an idea
It's
of
fine.
property? Like, did Visor 3, like, get this Andalite body? So it's, like, his Andalite body now? They can't just confiscate it and give it to someone
All will
more
be
confident?
explained later.
Even I know that what the answer to that is, and it will totally be explained later.
One of the things I don't understand, do you remember in book 2 where he shows an image of himself morphing something and sucking a yerk out of some controller's head?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Why doesn't he do that all the time rather than wasting good hosts?
I think because he just likes being an Andalite and slashing people up.
I'd get off on that all the fucking time.
I think that's it.
If I had a scorpion tail, Lord knows I'd use that thing.
He's just into it. He's just like, yeah, ha, nobody else has this tail. Ha, fuck you.
Fuck you.
And I'm pretty sure all the other Yeerks hate him, so they gave him this Earth job, but they told him he had to like infiltrate it quietly, and that's why he's so angry because
my
he
God.
can't just like kill all of the humans.
None of the other Yeerks actually give a fuck about Earth. It's just like some butt fuck nowhere, like hillbilly town to them, and they're telling him like, it's super important because there's, I don't know, a lot
There's oil.
of humans.
There's oil.
There's oil.
There's oil.
And
Oh my
buns
God,
of
guys.
plenty.
We were wondering what Visor 3's human morph, or like human body is. It's
yeah.
Bush.
It's Bush.
No, it's Donald Trump.
Gosh.
Yeah, Trump makes more sense to me. Because Bush,
Yeah.
at least, he wasn't like, "Oh, I hate everybody, and I'm willing to like act out like a child."
No,
in public."
you don't understand. Trump is friends with everyone. He has the best friends.
Oh, he does.
best.
The best friends. His friends are so great. You've never even heard of his friends. They're huge.
Fuck. Oh, where were we in the summary?
Where were we in the summary? We were so close to the
Marco
end.
got captured.
Marco got
Yep.
captured.
Alright, let's back to this.
Cassie felt guilty, but then Axe has a plan. He turns into a flea and gets them to like, oh no, he's not in there, and they drop
not
his
in the
cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he jumps onto Visor 3 and attracts the Velik to Visor 3. And then Visor 3 dumps the Velik's weakness because he's a fucking coward, just like, water! Water! Hit it with water!
Yeah.
And they're just like, you fucking rube.
So then they come up with this convoluted plan because they're all 13 years old.
Yeah.
So of course they come up with a stupid
Get your
plan.
super soakers,
Yeah, they lure the Velik to water.
The ocean,
And
specifically.
The ocean. And find the great one. The magic whale.
I hate this part.
I know.
Jimmy Savile.
And it's just like, greetings, little ones.
Well, the part where the
Strange
whale
cloud.
speaks to the dolphins again in words, I hate it. I just hate it so much. Yeah.
Animals sometimes just went a bit too far.
Yeah.
They come up with a plan. They morph into a whale and they crush the Velik.
I will say Cassie says that she has to do it because she feels so guilty for letting Marco get captured. So yeah, so she does. So it's crazy. So she morphs into a dolphin. They all go dolphin out close to the whale, way out in the ocean. She acquires
Wait
the
a
whale.
minute, whose section is this?
You always do it wrong. It's right near the end anyway.
Motherfucker, I get all the words right.
Tobias carries her as a cockroach way up high in the sky.
Yes.
And she morphs out of cockroach to
Into human and then into a whale.
and then into a whale, but slowly enough so that the Velik wraps around her, and then but still big enough so that when the Velik is all around her, she smashes it into the water.
Chuck Norris kills Jake in book 34.
And then she
shit.
sings.
Damn it, I listened.
And then she sings. And they're all like, what are the whale words? And she's like, hope.
Yeah. It's
All you gotta do
really.
is speak Welsh.
There you go.
The whales understand Welsh.
Can you speak Welsh, Adam? Can you give us a break off?
Wow. That sounded made up, but also could be real. I feel like he's insulting me in Welsh.
I feel like all Welsh is just insults.
It sounds
it's just spit and sheep. That's all it is. Sometimes combined, but we won't go into that. Let's move on.
Oh no.
Okay, so we finished the plot breakdown. Thank God. So I will. One thing that's not in the discussion. Just first off, Braden, how did you feel finally getting to hear from Axe's point of view?
It wasn't as alien. I was expecting. There wasn't a lot of what he does normally. Like, this was very much, when we heard from Axe, it was already into the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when it wasn't in the adventure, it was like, I felt really sorry for Marco, so like, I just decided to get in on his weird scheme to bully a girl.
Well, unfortunately, you never get to hear from Axe again because he dies in book 9.
Oh no!
It's true. It's so
in
sad.
between books.
So
Like, we're
many
gonna
spoilers.
open up. We open up book 9, and it's like, hey guys, where's Axe? Cancer.
Fucking
AIDS cancer.
He didn't know what cancer was.
Yeah.
he's an alien, and I mean we all know what War of the Worlds was like. He just got sick from the water.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, why did they bring a beast that's like meant to hunt Animorphs? That's awesome. That's great. Also allergic to water.
Yeah.
The planet is 70% water. Come on.
It's just the incompetence of the Irk Empire. I think you got to consider. You got to consider. Actually, no, Brian. I don't know how much you know about the history. You know all the stuff from history. And
Like history of Animorphs,
right.
or
I'm talking
history
now.
of real life.
Not real life.
He only
the history
knows
of the Yerks.
He knows from book 1 to now. That's it. So he
Yes.
knows nothing.
Okay.
I know, it's so frustrating.
The baby bird.
Okay.
I get
think-
the
I think-
feeling.
Frustrating.
I get
I think
the
we'll
feeling.
leave it until after the HPC.
Yeah.
HBC.
Yeah, sounds good.
Assuming I can spoil the title of that one.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. He knows all the titles, and
I know
he has
all the
access to all the
titles.
covers.
Yeah.
And we've already looked at
Not
some of
that
the
that has
covers.
really ever mattered. I've tried to guess the plot of so many books off the title and the tagline, and it's never worked.
I want to hear
because the
some of your.
taglines
I want to
don't
hear
mean
some of your
anything.
guesses in a bit. Then once we're done with this summary, I want to hear your
yeah,
guesses.
Yeah.
I think we are done with the summary, thankfully.
We are done.
Because I think that, and it ended on the worst possible note. I remember reading that where it was like, oh, what did you say? And like, oh, I think it means hope. And then I turned the page and it was like, that
And
was
it's
the
over.
last
And you're like,
page.
wait a minute.
Oh, lame.
Lame.
What did you guys think of the lady in the cabin with the like weird clothes hanging up everywhere?
Weird little fancy plot device, but also convenient setup for book 8 and book 17.
But I don't understand how it's a plot device, because the monster could have just shown up. Like, it forced Rachel to morph into a bear, but there's a lot of reasons to, like... I mean, I guess it's like
Now
a
she's-
high-stress situation. But
Now
that's
she's
about it.
trapped underground, but also she hears the word Yerk for the first time and has some flashbacks. So it sets up a place for that to happen without her running into any of the other Animorphs yet.
Also, how many of these people are out there? Like, apparently Visser 3 is, as a punishment, instead of just killing you immediately, he'll take your Kandrona away from you and starve you to death.
That's a thing that's been threatened, but I think that's because in book 7 they killed the big Kandrona, so they're already on rations. So when Chapman and the two people are talking in the mall, like, that's a thing that gets threatened. I don't know if Visser 3 is actually doing that so much as it's just happening to people, and Yerks are trying to keep it on the DL because they don't want mass hysteria to break. Like, they don't want to be found out.
Well, in the scene where Cassie is listening to Chapman and those people talk in the mall, they're like, no. I think they
mention it.
explicitly say that he's taking Kandrona away from people.
But I feel
It
like
sounds like
they
his
do.
sort of thing.
it does.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's actually doing it. I think it's just one of those things where he's threatening to do it.
It also sounds like the Animorphs kind of thing, because they did starve out that one Yerk in book 6 themselves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can get into the do's and don'ts and the hows and the whys and the bollock whatever else about the animals and all that sort of bollocks. And
I feel like the starving out thing, that's just a thing that Visser 3 has been threatening, but not actually delivering on. except in the sense that they're running out of Kandrona, so he is letting people starve, not necessarily as a punishment, but just because, okay, some of us are going to...
What I was going to say is that if they know that Yeerks are, like, starving, which they must know...
Yeah.
Why don't they just kill those Yeerks or send them away?
Like
Because
the
they know it's
Animorphs
going
or
to...
the Yeerks?
No, the Yeerks, like the Yeerk leaders, because they know it's going to breed... like traitors and hosts with no Yeerks anymore, but who know everything about the Yeerks.
I think they are. I think they kill the host afterwards, or they put a new Yeerk. See, and I think this lady was from from a while away. Like I think she's been Yeerk free for maybe a year. You know what I mean?
Well, book 7 didn't happen a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. I think she just I don't think she's a recent person. I think she's somebody who just ended up starving out on her own and left.
So it's just a coincidence?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh,
sounds about
I
right
like
for
that
animals,
explanation. Yeah, it does,
it
though.
sounds about right. But because she has so many clothes, and how would she instantly go crazy if what I think happened was book 17 happened early for this lady. If either of
that
you...
doesn't help. That doesn't help this conversation, though.
No, it doesn't.
Not at all.
But I think... let's just circle back once you've read the whole series, Brayden, then we'll actually be able to talk about Animorphs.
A portal is opening.
Oh my god!
Episode 17, Brayden. What's going on? Tessa's just being a bitch. Oh, the portal closed. Brayden speaks such truth in the future. Such truth.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
Okay.
Oh, wait. Clarify again. How did Axe and Marco, they, jump out of the blade ship?
Yes.
So they jump out of the blade ship.
Yeah.
Axe is Andalite. Marco is still a gorilla.
Yeah.
And then they're Marco's freaking out, we're gonna die. And Axe is Marco, just morph a bird. He's oh, right. So he morphs him and they both morph birds.
Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make about Cassie later and why her choice is so stupid, because we've already proven in the span of one book that almost any other Animorph can do exactly what she did with the whale.
Oh yeah, no, they can. I feel like Cassie just wanted to prove it to herself because she feels like she's a coward all the time.
Ugh.
She's not the leader. She's not Jake, who's the leader. She's not Tobias, who's trapped as a hawk but still manages to go on. She's not funny like Marco. She's not an alien like Axe, and she's not recklessly brave like Rachel is
I don't think anybody's funny like Marco.
No, impossible.
No.
Impossible.
Not even you. Don't wink at me. You're not funny like Marco.
I think I'm exactly funny like Marco.
No, your mom's alive. You don't have that same kind of pain.
Barely.
But yeah, I think Cassie's, because that's one of her big journeys, I feel, is feeling like she actually matters to the team outside of being just another soldier. The kind of violence really bothers her. The kind of having to fight, she knows she has the power, so she wants to use it for good, but then actually being a good part of the team and not just being a hindrance. That's her big thing, because she feels useless a lot of the time because she's a fucking she gets scared. She's almost like Axe when Axe was facing off against Visser 3, because Axe is a total greenhorn, right? He's obviously never seen combat
her role
before.
is obviously she's the armory. She has all the animals.
Yeah, she's
does,
got an inanimate role in the sense that her biggest asset is the access to the animals,
and she also keeps Rachel and Marco from tearing each other apart when Marco's on a pun stream. But she doesn't see herself like that.
I think Rachel and Marco belong together, if I'm being totally honest.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's...
No.
Just wait till Megamorphs 4.
Where they have babies.
I totally disagree. They would tear each other apart.
But the thing is, they're like those power couples who they're
I feel like
House
they'd be
of Cards.
I feel like they'd be people okay, say they're grown-ups, so that it's not so weird. I feel like they'd be people who would have really good chemistry together and have good sex, but they would drive each other crazy and would have a terrible relationship. It'd be basically like The Notebook, Like, they'd hate each other.
Wait, they didn't hate each other in the Notebook?
They fought all the time. That was like the majorest plot point, was that they were miserable together. But they loved each other. No, they fought all the time. You tell me when you're being... I tell you when you're being a bitch, and you tell me when I'm being an asshole. Which is all the fucking time, because all they ever did was argue. And then, like, she never got his letters. And so she found a man who she actually is happy with. And then is like, oh, no, wait. This other guy who I used to be in love with, who yelled at me and fucking stalked me on a date I had with another dude, and wouldn't, like, threatened to kill himself unless I went out with him. You know, he was a cute guy. The Notebook was not a romance movie. Why am I talking about it? I hate
You gotta feel bad for Marco and Axe, really, because you got Rachel and Tobias having their little interracial thing. You've got Jake and Cassie having their interracial thing. And then you've got Marco and Axe, who are going to have to take a few more steps in order to formulate some sort of relationship there.
If you think about it, like, they really can't get in relationships either, because it would be borderline impossible to
What are you talking? Okay, Marco and Axe love each other, Mikhail. I don't know why you're blind to it. I don't know why you're so against it. Axe always describes Marco as cute. Marco always describes Axe as cute.
People ship Axe and Marco together all the time, and frankly, I don't think Axe can handle Marco. Like, really, like, long term.
They would not last. But
they would be like, it would be funny for a while, but eventually Marco would get sick of how I had to constantly explain stuff to Axe, because Marco's like on a whole other level of like wit and intelligence.
Yeah.
And Axe would get frustrated because he'd be like at home all the time because he can't like leave for more than 2 hours at a time.
I'm sure they could just pair off with some other like B characters.
Yeah.
Who Braden probably doesn't know about.
Or just
yet,
like
so
some animals.
Naming names.
Or just some animals.
Do you think
or just
Tobias
casual
has
bestiality.
fucked a hawk yet?
Yes. No, because see, as we
Probably.
learned about in Life from the Gardens #3, hawk sex isn't really pleasurable because they just twist their cloacas around.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they don't actually have the phallus.
So what probably happens is that for any of the Animorphs to really have enjoyable sex as animals, they just have to morph into dolphins, because we know for sure dolphins enjoy it.
Tobias must be in hell.
Bonobo monkeys.
What about
Oh
them?
yeah, bonobo monkeys, they just mouth rape frogs, don't they?
Yeah.
Imagine a world where you could just have like a human orgasm on tap, and then you become a hawk, and you can never do that again.
Yeah.
Do you think that Tobias hit puberty though? Because he was only like 13.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Kids are getting
But
younger these
maybe
days.
not, because he was super malnourished, because his home life was super abusive. So maybe
What does that
he
have
had
to do
like
with puberty?
Well, because sometimes if you're like malnourished and stuff, like, you will have a delayed puberty. So that's why there's like some kids who are 16 but look 12, because because they're not getting enough nutrients, so their body doesn't go through puberty.
You also get kids who are 12 that look 84.
You're
Yeah.
talking about like African kids and stuff in like starving countries, not in white middle America.
Yeah. What? Tobias didn't have any food.
People starve all over.
People starve all over, Mikhail. Get your head out of your butt.
I don't think
Poverty
Tobias is
exists. Poverty exists in North America.
I live in poverty. I haven't had a bagel for at least 5 hours.
Okay, wait. Everybody, you have 5 seconds, 5 seconds to think. Then you got to tell me your favorite bagel. I'm going to just name names and you got to yell it out, okay?
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. Tessa, favorite bagel.
Cinnamon raisin.
Adam.
Beer flavour.
Braden.
Plain.
Plain.
Boring.
Lame.
I was gonna say plain, and then I remembered cinnamon raisin existed, and I was like, oh, that's the one.
Dip a bagel in beer.
Oh. See, I didn't know enough about bagels to know if beer-flavored bagels was a real thing.
No, I just take them and dump them in alcohol.
Is that true, though?
Yes.
It's gotta be.
Oh,
It's
no.
gotta be.
It's gotta exist. There's so many things
Bagels.
with alcohol in them. Why the
Yeah.
hell wouldn't there
And,
be
like,
bagels?
I mean, the UK has got so much alcohol, they've got to be putting it in bagels.
Have I ever told
Yeah.
you guys about the triple B?
No.
The what?
The triple B.
The what?
It's
The smile on his face right now is really unsettling.
back in high school. We had a cafeteria, and it
The
was
what?
called the Max. And the Max sold this greasy, just absolute pure fat breakfast sandwich called the Triple B.
Oh my god.
And it was made...
The was.
The Triple B. The
was.
bacon breakfast bagel. It
Okay.
only had 3 ingredients. A bagel,
Yeah,
some
Brayden says
bacon,
bagel in a funny way.
and an egg. I don't
Wait.
say bagel.
You say bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel. Bagels. Yeah, I used to,
Oh,
this
man.
is you're basically Britta from Community right now.
Yeah, we get it. You've seen
Oh,
Community.
no, we
Tessa.
hurt his feelings, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry, Braden. Tell us more about your Triple B. It was
I'm not
bacon, bagel.
And I had one of those every goddamn morning for
Oh my
like
God.
a year.
How are you not dead?
I
It was.
am.
And that doesn't exist anymore because I don't think I've ever seen that at a Max.
No.
That's
not
just what
a
they
Mac.
called the cafeteria.
It's the Max, MAX.
Oh.
Like in Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
What?
I see.
The what?
Like in Saved by the Bell.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen Saved by the Bell?
I
on,
know.
Get
I was homeschooled.
fucked.
Oh my god, this is basically like every first date I've ever been on. Is you haven't seen this thing? And I'm like, I know.
Have you ever seen Ed, Ed and Eddie?
No. I've never seen Ed, Ed, and Eddie either.
Oh,
It's a good show. It's a good show.
that's a good show. That's a good show.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Eraserhead?
That's a good movie.
Have you ever seen a snuff film?
Have you ever seen a house get torn apart by a freak tornado? Veer this car back on track.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
True. Like, okay, so one of the points I wanted to make about this particular book, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like, there's so much stuff that happens in public
Yeah.
that's like both the Animorphs and the Yeerks are just like, yeah, I think I'll just like morph a bunch of shit in the suburbs. Yeah, I think I'll just what was the other thing? I'll rip the roof off of this house also in the suburbs.
It just
Okay.
points to the fact that it just would not work in the modern day.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, totally.
it wouldn't, but
Everyone's
also, okay, so there's a bunch of loud and crazy noises and screaming happening in the suburbs at night. Who is going to go check it out? Nobody. Everybody's just going to hide in their rooms and pretend nothing is going wrong.
Someone's going to
That's
look out
not
a
the
window.
suburbs.
Right?
That's the opposite of the suburbs. In the suburbs, when anything happens, people call the cops like 18,000 times.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And then the cops hide in the cupboards.
The cops hide. Maybe they put a Yeerk on 911 duty who like tamped down on all of those calls. Because
Oh,
as we know because of the meeting with Axe or with Chapman and the two guys, like there's a guy from the newspaper and there's a guy in the police force, and only
Yeah.
about 10% of the police is Yeerks, and they're working really hard to cover it up, but it's difficult because I mean humans aren't stupid, but they are more likely, as we've seen in like every are you guys still there? All the white noise
Hello?
stopped.
I'm just not listening. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Here.
Adam, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. What's happened?
Oh, there we go.
Cool,
okay,
cool.
it's back.
we
Like,
just lost
white
our
noise-
white noise.
the
and
white
we thought
noise
maybe
cut out,
that
and I'm
meant
like, wait a
something.
second. Anyway,
know.
Oh, those pesky Yerks, they do think of everything, don't they?
they do think of everything. Like it just,
Also,
like they're working hard.
Except
and
for the important stuff.
Yeah.
as we know from every magic / sci-fi / horror movie ever, humans are more likely to believe the stupid excuse than the not normal answer.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it was a tornado. It wasn't a whirling beast with blades.
Because they even say at one point, like, oh, the kids said they saw something, but they're just kids.
They're just kids. They're super
is like-
scared.
Just kids.
Which is like they're 13-year-olds. It's not like they're drunk or anything. Like,
I mean, they might be. They are 13. They're just getting drunk off wine coolers at a pool party. Somebody's like taking drinks. Some kid is just drinking straight vodka from the bottle, like that one like Vine that I saw, and he's just
Oh,
like
yeah?
convincing himself that he enjoys it, but he's not because it's fucking straight vodka.
I enjoy some straight vodka with Tabasco.
Fucking weirdo.
That's called Prairie Fire, brother.
Brayden,
Anyways.
I think we should probably jump into predictions for next one. So if you look, Brayden,
Wait,
I
wait,
sent-
Right.
Can
in
we
the show
first talk
notes,
about?
I've got. Go ahead.
Can we first talk about how stupid this creature looks, because like I never got a good read of what the creature looked like. Like I always just pictured a tornado, and the tornado just got like more tornado-like, but you could see shit in it like blades and eyes and stuff. And then I looked online to see what other people have drawn, and yeah, no, more people have drawn like actual creatures put together, and like some people describe it as like a bunch of Dork-Bajir. Strap, like that's what Marco describes it when he first sees it, and there's no actual good like description of the stupid Valik.
Well, I think it's supposed to be a ball of dust. That's the
Makes
idea.
me so mad. No, excuse me, that's just how it travels, as dust. And then it turns into a thing when there's enough of it.
No, I mean, like, that's just how I pictured it, is like...
Sounds like a weird Pokemon.
I actually imagined the gaping dragon from Dark Souls.
Oh, I don't know if I know that creature.
I do not
Never
know
played that game.
Yeah.
Never do I.
You're missing out. Look up gaping
I'm
dragon,
not.
because otherwise
gonna.
you'll think it's a porn thing.
It does sound a bit pornographic.
It is a porn
It's not
thing.
porn.
Brayden!
God damn
Oh
you.
my god, I've seen you masturbate to this.
I mean, this is a porn
Oh,
thing.
like
why?
she's just a
Why?
naked lady there.
You have not seen me masturbate, Tessa. If you
don't know
saw
that.
me masturbate, you'd be dead.
Oh, is that the rule?
No, it's just a consequence. There's a lot
Is
of
it like the ring? You died
radioactivity.
7 days.
There's a lot of
God kills
radioactivity.
anyone
Your mum
who
finds you in the
sees
cupboard.
Brayden masturbate. Oh, it's like that one episode of Black Mirror. You're dead. If they see you masturbate, you're dead.
I don't think that was an episode of Black Mirror.
Season 3. Shut up and dance.
Oh man, I'm watching Black Mirror now. Oh boy, do I not like it so far.
What? Did you watch the one
I
where they were going
know.
to make the British Prime Minister have sex with a pig?
I haven't watched that one yet.
No, he's starting in season 3 and working his way
Well,
back.
that's very topical. You ever
Wait,
heard
is
about
it?
David Cameron and the pig?
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Good God,
Oh my god, why are you looking
don't-
at porn?
I'm not.
Stop
I'm
it,
just.
Brayden.
Fuck's sakes, we were just looking at the gaping dragon.
Look at all that gaping dragon has tits and ass.
I'm not bothered by that. I don't know why you are.
Do your predictions for book 8.
Okay, so
So just to describe the cover, it's Axe's human morph turning into an Andalite, so obviously it's Axe.
Yes.
No, it's
And
Axe
then-
the Andalite turning into his human morph.
I was going to say it'd be going Andalite to human.
Because when you flip
Because
the
I'm being
page...
pedantic.
Yeah, I
Because
suppose
when you
you're
flip
right.
the page, he's a human in school, and
Yeah,
he's like,
he's-
"Oh my god, I'm a
he's
human."
like a very awkward looking dude standing in a
yeah.
high
We have
school
described
hallway.
him as very gormish.
He's like, I've heard there's a couple fans who think that he looks like a strange caramelized Jewish boy.
Caramelized.
Yeah, because like Cassie's black and Marco's brown, so
Caramelized is not a word you use to talk about race.
No.
yeah. Cocoa skin, caramel, honey, skin. People talk about food for colored people all the time.
What about Marmite? Marmite would be incredibly black.
Dark like Marmite.
Marmite, is that British or is that Australian? Oh, no,
British.
Vegemite is Australian.
Vegemite's Australian. Crikey!
Yeah.
It's
But
very
they're like-
Australian tonight, isn't it?
They're like pretty much the exact same thing, though, aren't they? They're just like a yeast
Okay,
spread.
so predictions. I made my predictions actually in last. I had made my notes for the predictions in last week's episode.
Okay.
Animorphs 7, because I didn't realize we were doing the Megamorph. So here's the notes I made. Predictions for 8. Axe book. I don't know. This guy's a loose goddamn cannon. He does crazy shit he doesn't even understand. But this one has given me hope. Axe didn't do any weird, like, running after other people's leftover food in the mall or anything. Maybe he's becoming
also
more
was
Save that for
relatable.
later.
Yeah. He also wasn't in human morph. So, I mean,
Maybe I imagine we're going to get like a first person's perspective maybe on one of these like losses of control. Maybe he'll see, oh my god, what if he goes through puberty? And we get a first person's perspective of just Axe.
his human morph is on the cusp of puberty. So every time he morphs, he just has pubescence for 2 hours.
Oh god.
And it's the
Develops
worst
incredibly
thing.
bad acne. And his voice goes,
The worst thing. He's just like,
Oh,
like
dumb.
horny and like pimply the whole time.
has sex
and-
with a donut.
As for my
And then eats it. And then have sex with it again.
Oh my god. Axe could just could morph into a human, masturbate to completion, and then morph back to a human and completely skip his refractory period.
Oh my god, why?
He's a teenager, so
I don't know, Mikhail. Why don't you tell me next time you go into your sensory deprivation chamber?
Okay, that's enough.
I want to know. You mentioned earlier that you're guessing plot lines from titles. I want to hear. Go.
Which
one?
Which book do you want him to guess from?
Well,
just
give us
say a
an
number.
example.
I've just been going one by one.
You know what? Here, scroll down and do book 28.
That's the experiment, isn't it?
8.
It is.
The experiment.
It's one of the few Animorphs books that I own, so I read it several times. It's a good one because it's Axe's point of view.
Cool. Change is a good thing. A very good thing. It features Axe turning into a cow, like a common dairy cow. It's called the experiment. Also, this version that I have found online features a little bit of someone's fucking pube hair stuck in the scanner.
Is that integral to the plot?
The scan on the cover has hair and it's kind of scuffed up and chewed up in front of it.
Okay,
oh man.
so
Axe has just been done with his donut.
Axe is going to turn into a
Can you see the
cow,
icing on it?
and it has something to do with an experiment. I am guessing Axe.
That's a great prediction.
Just wait, man. Just wait. He's building up. The gears are turning.
Okay.
He's just watching this. This is a bad cover too. Axe. There's normal Axe. Axe one cow over is oh man, he looks bad. He's got that bulgy face. He's got a little bit of speckles on his cheek.
He looks like he's having an allergic reaction.
He's got so many abs. Also, Axe is fucking ripped.
Yeah, Axe has way too many muscles for something that doesn't really need upper body strength for anything.
Especially when they always talk about how weak his arms are and his hands are. They're not as strong as human arms and hands.
Can you imagine a gym goer with just the feeblest of arms and then just the most powerful chest? How weird that would look.
It's only chest day. It's not arm day at all. It's just chest day. It's like that Photoshop of the bodybuilder with his girlfriend's arms. So they're half the proper size and just
Okay, the experiment. So Axe is going. I predict the Yeerks are performing experiments on common farm animals, and Axe is sneaking in as a cow to see what they're up to.
Well, I suppose we'll find out when we get to it.
What if all those alien abductions of cows and cow mutilations, that's actually the Yeerks doing weird shit to see what Earth animals can do.
Let's not say anything.
Nope.
Yeah, no, don't say it.
I'm very interested in something now. You've mentioned it several times that you're expecting to find out the Andalites are scumfucks. Why?
Yeah.
Okay,
Tell
so
me.
somebody
Tell me now.
has described, it was either in book 7 or in this one here. Somebody called the Andalites pricks. Visor 3 has definitely called the Andalites Visor 3 has said something about hey, ask those fucking Andalites about the Yeerk homeworld, huh? And it's oh shit, this is sci-fi, buddy. I know where that trope is going. The Elemist called the Andalites essentially little interlopers or little fuckers, something like that.
I'm actually interested now too, because having now spent time on the Discord chat, people seem to not really think the Andalites are great. It's all in fun and stuff, but people really seem to feel that the Dork-Bajir were kind of taken. I don't want to spoil anything, but like,
well, then stop
taken
talking.
for a ride.
Well, dude, it's 2017. Nobody fucking likes interlopers.
Yeah, that's true.
We live in a post-Iraq world, dude. Nobody likes anybody who goes anywhere else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything else, but we'll see as we go along how your predictions line up. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like that's probably going to do it for this episode of the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. It's been great, actually. It's fun to have somebody else on the show, yeah.
I know, it's not just us talking. We got somebody else here who can, like, make it funny.
Well, and someone who, like, knows the shit, because
Yeah.
I feel like me and Braden actually are kind of scrabbling to, like, get the bigger picture.
And I'm just like writhing in pain in the corner because I can't say anything. Like we basically have to redo the whole podcast at the end of the podcast so that I can finally say stuff and be like, book 3 set up all of these things that you missed.
Well, I'm here to help you now and get the references.
Plus, there's someone to like take me and Tessa's weird, dumb, bullying chemistry down a bit. Mikhail's no longer the bottom clown.
Yay! I'm involved. I'm like Cassie.
God, no, you don't want to be like Cassie.
I don't know. I do work in a zoo.
That is true. But
No, Adam, you've said too much.
the Yerks.
The Yerks, they'll
They're gonna find you and slip them into your ear.
Oh shit! I better not mention which zoo it is.
Better not.
Unless
you know
you want to plug your zoo. I mean, it might be worth
Speaking
it.
of plugs, how about, why don't you tell us how we can find you, Adam?
Yes, please do.
I'll just go give my home address and telephone number and the PIN number to my card and copies of my card and all my money. No, that's silly. If you want to see something even sillier, I have a YouTube channel called A Heap of Games, where I do all sorts of bullshit, and I've played a couple of Animorphs games on that channel, but they're old and crap and probably very embarrassing.
Nice.
I've also got a fan fiction page where I do my Animorphs fan fiction, which is just called Adam Heap.
And if we wanted to find out more about this Animorph Discord, how could we do that?
just find me and ask me, because the Discord links to enter things always change. So I can't just put a single link anywhere. Or ask any of your lovely selves, and you can refer to me. Or
yeah, for sure. You can find us at Dork-Bajir on Twitter. That'll be the easiest way. And I believe you are also on Twitter, Adam, as A Heap of Games. That's right. So that would be your two avenues to getting into the Discord. But for now, we're going to wrap it up. Next week, we on our Live from the Gardens, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Whereas normally we would talk about the few central morphs from the previous book. We're going to do a mega quiz. Followed up with a battle royale.
Oh my god.
So tune in for that. As for now, I've been Mikhail, the host.
I've been Tessa, the expert.
And I am Braden, the warm, freshly jellied fetus.
And I've been lost this entire time.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
If you're looking for more Phantomorphs content, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search for Phantomorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. Brought to you by
Collective Legacy.
a podcast network.